that. Wrestle this and that. And Brother Reed, with Brother God, wanna wrestle this and that. Wrestle this and that. We talk about wrestling, it's a fact. And Brother Reed, with Brother God, wanna wrestle this and that.
We're back. We're back with Wrestle This and That. I'm your host, Brother Reek, and this is my co-host, Brother
Don.
Don. Maybe we can get some excitement out of Raw since we didn't get too much out of SmackDown.
No, let's...
I said a little bit. I didn't say a lot.
All right, okay.
I said a little bit.
You guys look, I have my sticker still on my shirt, so I do know that. So if people comment and say, hey, Don, still got a sticker on the shirt.
And I have a sticker on my arm.
I still do have, and I do too.
That was sketched on.
There it is,
You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to show mine because it's going to drive people crazy,
Look,
so I don't want to do it.
Zelda. It's really cool. I know it's Illuminati, but anyways.
You don't, in my house, you got Illuminati. That's my second time.
That stays on there forever.
Yeah, look, that's my second time giving him a chance. Third time, I'm going to have to call FBI on him, no doubt.
But, and I'm also wearing my Royals gear because spring training got started.
Getting ready to start.
Big day for the Royals today, too. In case you didn't hear, they signed Salvi all the way up to 2021.
Well, that's a good deal.
Yes, great deal. Salvi got paid.
And the coach got signed another 3-year deal also.
Yeah, so Royals doing good things.
Yeah, good thing. Let's hope that they can either repeat or at least recap some of the
at least get back to postseason again for 3 years in a row. But here we go.
All right. Raw kicks off with Triple H. Triple H kicks off Monday Night Raw. And he basically says that everyone has to have an authority figure.
Yes.
Okay.
And we hate them.
And we hate having an authority figure, but we have to have one. He said Roman Reigns
put their thumb on us and they push us down.
Hey, we ain't talking about our jobs, man. You know, our jobs does that.
Well, that's what Triple H was talking about, though. He was talking about we work for a boss.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna bash our bosses or whatnot.
Never at all.
Because we need our paychecks.
Yes.
Triple H has his paycheck.
And our boss watches the show.
So. Yeah, no doubt. So I'm gonna bash him in it. No. But anyway, Triple H says basically Roman Reigns should have listened and definitely know his role and know his place, which he did not know. He said that's the reason why Roman is in the state that he's in right now, and that is in the hospital with a busted nose. But as Triple H decided he's going to finish, how come the overrated?
The overrated.
Yes.
Okay, well, he said the
To
overrated.
me, he's the overrated. Trust me.
I say the lunatic fringe.
Yeah, he comes
Dean Ambrose.
Yes, Dean Ambrose. See, he already knew who it was, but that's true. Dean Ambrose comes out.
Dean does.
And he basically tells Triple H that Roman Reigns want him to know that he's coming for him. And we do believe that in about 2 weeks or maybe at WrestleMania. But he's coming, no doubt. Triple H said he wanted, Ambrose stated that he wanted to talk to Triple H last week, but he couldn't get past the grizzly bear that mauled him. And I think he's talking about, Brock Lesnar. Am I correct?
Yeah.
He got mauled.
Yeah, a trend of the night, too, was WWE superstars referring to the Oscars.
Yeah, well, whatever.
That was
I guess I don't know why, but how that's a part of Raw. But hey, I guess if you're trying to be a star, you got to go all the way. I guess. Anyway, he basically told Triple H who did he want to win at Fastlane.
Yeah, and I wanted the answer actually.
Yeah, but he didn't get it.
No, Triple H quickly says, "You're wasting my time for this. Yeah. Who I wanted to win doesn't matter. There was a 3-way match, but only 2 people mattered. That was Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, because I knew you never had a chance."
And you basically called him an afterthought. Yeah. You never had a chance, and basically he do have a chance. He has to have somebody to beat up and push around till Roman Reigns get back. And why not give it to Dean Ambrose? I mean, to me, he's just a fall guy, if you ask me. But it's good to be a fall guy when you main event in Raw.
So Dean told Triple H, he said, "Well, I know that you're afraid of me, and you don't want to fight me."
That's not true.
And why don't we do a match? And everyone went crazy. He said, whoa, not done yet. Cut it. For this
He wants the belt. He challenged Triple H for the belt, and Triple H basically said he'll have an answer for him at the end of the show. But until then, you got a match with Alberto Del Rio in the main event, along with the League of Nations, the entire League of Nations.
And you know what I thought about? I was watching the show with both my friends. Both my friends. Like I only have 2 friends, but anyways.
Yeah, that's right. Both your friends.
So much else. But anyways, Josh and Randy were there, and I said he can't even get Sheamus. Roman always gets Sheamus.
Yeah.
We're gonna give Alberto Del Rio to Dean Ambrose.
That's right, and it was a good match. You know, it was the main event.
Yeah, it was set to be the main
event.
And
so Dean Ambrose makes it to the main event. You know, thanks to Roman Reigns, who's out, and people loved it anyway. And people love Dean Ambrose. I just think he's overrated, but that's just my opinion. And but he's getting the matches and he's getting the main events. That's all that matters, right?
That is what matters.
All right, first match is the number 1 contender to see who will face Charlotte, WWE Diva, at WrestleMania, and it's Sasha Banks taking on Becky Lynch.
Yes.
To me, it was a good match. Both of the ladies had their own showing and whatnot, and both of them basically standing up saying that they want to be the ones to challenge Charlotte for her belt at WrestleMania.
Right, you had Sasha try to get the bank statement. Becky reversed it. Becky tried to reverse it right into the disarmer. Sasha got out of it. It went back and forth.
It was a back and forth.
The match was very entertaining. A good way to start.
A good way to start,
match.
but a bad way to end. Because they're up on the top rope, and Sasha jumps over her for a sunset powerbomb, but instead it seems like she hit the back of her head. She passes out, and they both get pinned. It becomes a draw.
Double pin. Ref counts both shoulders down. And Charlotte was outside, ringside. Enjoyed what she saw because it was a draw.
Yeah, it's a draw. So basically, that's a good way to end the match if you're going to build it up to be a 3-way at the WrestleMania. But they're going to get another crack at it.
They do. They get one last chance to prove themselves, and that'll be on SmackDown.
9 times out of 10, I think it's going to be another draw.
I do too.
Or interference.
I do too. Let's try to save a little bit of time and just give our prediction on that match.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
Okay, great. Second match, we had Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. And, I'm not just going to go with the match because, I'm just not going to go with it. But as soon as the bell rings, Dolph Ziggler, he gives it his all. He trying to demolish The Miz, and eventually The Miz rolls him up for the pin. But it's finally The Miz is getting the matches that he deserves, and he's getting a well-deserved push and a win.
Yeah, the one thing that I didn't like about this match was how quick it was, because both of those guys can put on a great match. Maybe it sets it up for WrestleMania, a mid-card match at WrestleMania. That way they both get a match, because let's face it, we need matches. And I do think that together they could put on a nice 15, 16-minute match.
Don't know where they're going to go with that, if any.
Yeah.
If they go anywhere with it. Maybe it could have been a time filler, but why would you fill it with these guys? Like I said, but it was good that Miz got the win, and he's getting hopefully a well-deserved push, because he deserved it.
Maybe they'll become the Dolph Mizzlers and become a new tag team.
I hope not. I'm tired of all these. The
Dolph Mizzlers.
Yeah. Listen, I'm tired of the all these tag teams trying to form right now. You're overwhelming us with them, and you're still not pushing nobody. But anyway, segment time.
They splice their music. I'm here to show awesome.
It'll be awesome.
I came to show the world.
Yeah, I would definitely go and get something to eat around that time. That's no doubt. Segment time. Stephanie McMahon comes out to the ring, and she wants to basically give an acceptance speech that she didn't give last week. And man, the crowd booed the living crap out of her.
They did.
She didn't give a chance.
She said, Triple H and I, we do so much for you guys, and this is the respect you give me by chanting my brother's name, who doesn't care about you or anybody else.
And she called him a hypocrite.
He said, what about my girls, Shane? What about my girls being fifth generations?
Who cares? I don't care. Who cares? They're too young anyway. And we'd be too old to watch them, so who cares as of right now? But she basically said that Shane was a hypocrite. He wasn't here for so many years and whatnot. And basically, Shane is trying to blackmail her father. I don't know. It seemed like Vince decided to come up with the idea for him to face The Undertaker, But Stephanie leaves out. She gets the last word. She says, She says everyone will bow down to the queen.
Yeah.
You bow down to the king, which is Triple H, but you gonna bow down to the queen. I thought that was pretty hip, you know.
I thought it was cool.
I'll leave that. Stephanie does good stuff like that, man. Go ahead, Stephanie.
And she cradled that like it was a newborn baby.
It was, you know. Stephanie could put on a good act.
It was great.
Act. Third match, Sheamus and Rusev taking on the Lucha Dragons.
Oh, man.
Obviously, you didn't like that.
No.
Basically, Sin Cara was the punching bag of the whole match.
Yep.
I mean, every move that you can give, he received. But eventually he tags Kalisto in, and Kalisto do all of his arsenal moves and whatnot. But Del Rio distracts him, and Rusev hits him with a nice kick that knocked him senseless, and he gets the pin 1, 2, 3. But after that, Del Rio say, I want to give you something else. You want to give Kalisto another present.
So he puts him in the corner and
stomp the living crap out of him.
What about the whole match? I mean, like now when every time the League of Nations come out, like everybody's signaling for Jake the Snake's DDT.
And then he whistle.
How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I just think
like,
they're holding him back so bad.
Jake the Snake, DDT. Setting it up.
Jake the Snake better not come out there, I tell you. I'm definitely going to go get somebody again.
But yeah, that match was just...
It was a good match. It's just that the Lucha Dragons was able to put on a good show.
And they talked about how Rusev had an open body slam contest.
You know who the first person tried to slam him?
R-Truth, he thought it was a hip toss.
Well, I wouldn't. R-Truth thinks a lot of things. I don't understand this. He's been slammed several times in the ring.
I'm not gonna lie. I
thought
Ryback was just gonna come run out and body slam.
I'm glad he didn't. I'm so glad he did not. Speaking of Ryback is the fourth match, and he takes on Adam Rose. And
just like I did that in the ring. Boo!
Can you say, Ryback? Can you say mass destruction push? This is exactly what they look like they're giving Ryback, and he basically mounts Adam Rose and beats the living crap out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, demolish him, if you ask me. And then eventually picks him up like he's a little girl and give him the shell shock to pick up the
I thought
win.
for a second he was going to get disqualified because he was just going crazy.
Yeah, so did I. But, I mean, he's putting on a good show in whatever he's going.
Now, we talked about this between ourselves, and so we'll just bring it to you guys. Did you notice when the music kicked on, there was no... wake up, it's feeding time.
Yeah.
There was no shirt to hand to an audience member, nor was there a breakaway necklace to give to a little kid.
Well, I had a solution to that. I said he was, he's probably running out of money buying it.
And that's possible.
Giving it away.
And that's possible. Might have gave this last one away, but it looks like they're going to give Ryback this
nice push,
this heel push.
But can you say? I'm going to say it. Can you say Goldberg?
I hope so.
That's what I'm saying. I would love to see it. It's it's no saying that he is, but oh man, I would love to see that. I would love to see that match. But anyway, Ryback wins, and he picks up another win, and he's a massive destruction because he's demolishing everybody he gets his hands on. Fifth match, which Don, I don't know what you think about this one, but the New Day was taking on the new tag team of Y2J and AJ Styles.
Right. Y2AJ.
AJ, yeah, that sounds like a girl name to me.
Y2AJ.
That just sounds like a girl name. What do you think about the match?
I liked it.
Like it better?
I liked it better than the
six man.
I still couldn't care for the ending because I don't really think the Walls of Jericho is worth it.
That wasn't the Walls of Jericho.
Boston Crab.
The Boston Crab.
But overall, everybody put on a good match in that.
Good entertaining. I would say this, and I'm going out on a limb, and I'm breaking away from what actually happened in the match. I mean, they forming this new tag team, and knowing Vince McMahon, like I say, Vince do not give other wrestlers that come from different organizations the push that they deserve because it's a wrestler that he didn't build himself. But you have Jericho. He got Jericho there to stop the momentum and the push of AJ Styles by putting him in a tag team. That's what I'm thinking. And instead of putting this man in a singles match and building him up for WrestleMania, you put him with Jericho. And I just don't get it. I mean, this guy is better wrestler singles in single competition, but you put him with Jericho. And I hate to say this, and I don't really mean it. but he's a has-been. He didn't accomplish everything he can accomplish. So why is he holding this guy back? The thing was for him to give this guy a push. Now you want to form a tag team, hold him back as a singles wrestler. I don't like it, but that's Vince McMahon doing. And then, of course, he wins with the Boston Crab.
Right, and
Boston Crab.
One of the things that come out of it is they end up getting a title shot after the match was over. AJ said, "I am new to this, but we did just beat you guys, and that's got to put us at the top of the mountain."
So next week, they're going to have a tag team championship match. And, it's good. I don't think they're going to win. But it's good that they're giving us this type of match before WrestleMania, to keep everybody interested in all the wrestlers.
I would say that WrestleMania could use like a tornado tag team matchup.
Don't say that.
But
I just don't like so many people in the ring. I mean, it just take the focus off. You can't focus on everybody. I mean, I don't mind a tag team or maybe even 3, but when you get 8 man and in there, it's just a ball of destruction, if you ask me. 7th match was a rematch from SmackDown. Kevin Owens taking on the Big Show. Why this match happened on SmackDown, I don't know. Why this match happened on Raw, I don't know. I mean, you got Owens, who has been on a roll for the past 5 weeks, along with Dolph Ziggler, and this is what you come up with? They put on 8+ matches 5 weeks in a row, and then you throw Big Show in there and just kill the momentum of this guy.
Right, and they have the same result, but this time they just switch it around. Big Show ends up getting Kevin Owens out of the ring, and then Kevin Owens can't get back in, and he gets counted out.
A horrible match. Horrible. Yeah. It was horrible.
It wasn't good.
And it was a waste of time.
And I don't like this. And I hope that this isn't like some big build-up to get them to WrestleMania, because that's not what I want to see KO Mania at all.
And it looked like we're not going to see a Kevin Owens take on AJ Styles, and they just kill that with this form of this new tag team. Whatever. I'm just totally upset with the way that they're doing things right now. But anyway, guess what, Don?
What?
Another segment.
Yes.
All right, another segment. This time it's basically Brie Bella telling Renee Young that Daniel Bryan and her sister's doing well. And then all of a sudden, Lana walks out. Unexpected. Yeah. Again, why did this happen? I mean, I don't see the meaning behind this. This was something that didn't happen. They didn't have no words last week, but she comes up and basically insults Brie and her family, and Brie says that her husband got a hairy back, and it just really made no sense to me. And then she goes right to a match with Naomi.
Right. And that was another one of the references. She said that Rusev was the bear that was mauling Leonardo DiCaprio from the Redneck.
Yeah, that was funny. No wonder they were bringing the Oscars up.
Make sure you shave his back.
Shave his back, I didn't see a lot of hair on his back. I see a big tattoo, but she no more than
She also said to Lana, until you actually get in the ring, don't talk.
It seemed like she's going to get a ring sometime soon. You just never know.
We've been waiting.
Maybe that could be something. But you had Naomi taking on Brie Bella, and of course Brie loses.
Right.
You think maybe she had some momentum for coming off the match with Charlotte at the pay-per-view, but I still say that they're building Naomi up. She's doing great every week in her matches, and she's looking good also, and she picks up the win. I mean, it wasn't really a long fight or a long match, but she picks up the win.
Now, Naomi also used a new submission hold.
No submission hold.
So
looked like it was her. Dude,
it did look like it was her.
She didn't let her go.
Brie tried to fight the best she could, and then Naomi started punching her in the head while she had to hold on, and then Brie's hand tapped out, and then she was greeted by Lana
again
up at the top of the stage, clapping at the fact that she lost.
Like I said, I don't know where they're going with that, and it's so confusing. I mean, but whatever. Don't leave it to me. I don't write for them. If we wrote for them, there wouldn't be no crap like that. I tell you that. Guess what? Segment time again.
Yep.
Nice segment time. This time it's with your girl Becky and Sasha. They basically was arguing over who should or who would have been.
One more minute, I would have had you. One more minute, I would have told you I'm off.
Well, we'll see. Coming SmackDown at the rematch they're going to have. Who's going to walk away with it, if any?
Charlotte comes out and cuts a great promo. She really did. I mean, like,
Did you like that promo?
I did like the promo. She came out, you know, she said...
She's getting good confidence.
She said, one of you are going to be the answer to a trivia question of who was the first person that Charlotte defeated at WrestleMania. and
I don't think either one of them got that right.
she was like, ooh, when Becky was excited that they were having a match, and she was like cheering like this. And so Charlotte is really embracing the heel role.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy seeing the belt on her, but I will say, since they brought Nature Boy into her act,
pulled the best out of her.
and they decided that they weren't going to have Team PCB, and they were going to roll Charlotte by herself as a heel, she has gotten a lot more enjoyable.
Thanks to her dad.
But
Because I'm telling you, like we.
I still don't want the belt on her.
Okay, and it's going to come off. But the deal is, like I told you, all she needed was Ric Flair behind her, and then,
Right.
and that's what happened.
Yep.
That's what Flair does.
Because now you believe her character.
Oh, definitely.
Now you believe her character.
Definitely, especially when you got your dad behind you, 16-time world heavyweight champion, the Nature Boy. Woo, Ric Flair, no doubt.
Just
Main
celebrated
event
his
time.
birthday, remember?
Yeah, he turned 67,
Right, had a boy Rick.
even though he looks 76, but he's 67.
Real quick before we get in the main event, they inducted all of the Fabulous Freebirds.
Yeah, we was going to get to that, but okay. Yeah, they get inducted along with Sting and the Godfather. Well deserved.
Absolutely.
I used to watch those guys when I was young with Terry Gordy, and man, they would fight against the Von Erichs. They would put on a match every single night.
Yeah.
And never fail the fans, trust me. But glad to have them there. And I think from what I was hearing, I might as well talk about it now, that Kevin Von Erich is going to induct him.
Okay.
That's going to be great. That's going to be great because those guys go way back. Hopping into the main event, Dean Ambrose taking on Alberto Del Rio. And I don't know what you saw, but I know what I saw. And I saw Dean Ambrose get his butt kicked again.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
And basically what I said is that, you see it wrote down there, you know, not only did Sin Cara and AJ Styles and Brie Bella become punching bags this week, okay, they basically became punching bags, and so did Dean Ambrose basically through the whole match. And I just think, like I said, Dean Ambrose is there to fill in space since Roman Reigns ain't there, and he's the best guy to fill in because the crowd loves him and whatnot. I still think he's overrated. I think I said it 3 times.
After watching the match myself, I tend to think that Brock Lesnar really did some damage to Dean Ambrose. Ambrose was a lot slower in the ring than he normally was last night. Even when he got pushed into the ropes and he does his bounce off.
Right. He was missing a couple of steps. I don't know if he's just tired or not,
Yeah.
but he was missing a little beat or whatnot, you know. But basically, Alberto tried to get the cross arm, and Dean Ambrose reversed it. Almost got the dirty deed on him.
Yeah.
He'd have connected, he'd have won. But Ambrose explodes off the top rope, and he takes out all League Nations. And then Triple H music hit. And then Triple H just he was beckoning these guys to just beat the living crap
said,
out
"Get
of
him."
And he did.
And they did.
And he walks in, and what did he do after that, Don?
Well, they went back and forth, and then Triple H ended up getting the pedigree.
Yeah, Ambrose took a jab at him, and then got him in the ropes, and he started wailing on him. And hey, you don't do that to Triple H. Triple H puts him down with the pedigree, and he leaves. He walks out, and he said, "You want a match? You got it."
And this was one of my favorite things. He says, you know, like Rico said, he said, "You got your match." But what I thought was so funny is that Mike was laying on the ground
directly,
and Dean Ambrose crawled over to him. He goes, "Hey, Hunter, thanks."
And see, Don thinks Don thinks that was
perfect.
Don thinks that was funny, but Triple H didn't, because he comes back and he commits to beating the living crap out of Dean Ambrose. I mean, literally just demolished him. And now here's the thing: he didn't say when he was going to give him that match.
That's right, he didn't.
It could be for Monday Night Raw, but also what I'm hearing is a possibility they may do it at March to WrestleMania.
I was thinking something else.
Listen to this.
I was thinking this. I was thinking that if you guys haven't watched our show before, I've really been thinking that Dean Ambrose is going to turn heel for quite some time now. Now is the perfect opportunity WWE has to reevaluate what they have on the table right now, and whether or not they do or they don't. They have to consider the fact of if Roman Reigns wins that title at WrestleMania, the backlash that they're going to take from the crowd. I know that doesn't really matter, and Vince will probably do what he wants, but it sets up an interesting scenario since we don't know the time and a place when the match would happen. How about this? Roman Reigns is got Triple H in the corner, is begging for mercy, and Ambrose comes out at that moment. Looks like he's going to help Roman put down Triple H, turns on Roman. Triple H pins Roman, wins the match, and then says, ring the bell, and lays down, and they give the belt to Dean Ambrose. That way, he takes over the authority. It doesn't end with Roman Reigns winning the belt, and then if the boos come, they come because people are done with Ambrose because he's a heel.
Well, that'll never work. Why? Because Ambrose is over. He's a good guy. They're not going to take that popularity that he do have and putting them against bad guys in matches down the road. Anybody that turns bad guy, and if you're going to turn them, it better be Roman Reigns. Therefore, you will have the fans behind you by booing the living crap out of you, okay? And that's exactly what he needs. He needs to become a bad guy, and that's going to help his career. Even Stone Cold Steve Austin said recently that the best thing for Roman Reigns to do is become a bad guy. Now, Vince still can push him to the moon, but as the bad guy. So we shall see how this is going to... rest assured, Roman Reigns is going to walk out whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. I prefer a bad guy. Okay? I prefer a bad guy because that will basically, like I said, push him to the moon, and he would become the bad, and then he can fight Dean Ambrose. But I don't see Ambrose turning bad guy because he's too much of a good guy. The crowd love him to death. Why, I don't know, but they do love him to death. Like I say, he's overrated. It would be a disaster to make him a bad guy. But we'll see. Okay, we will definitely see. Like
I just always get these crazy things that pop in my head.
Yeah, he's like the Viper. Stuff just pops in his head. Yeah, no doubt. Anyway, Triple H, like we said, he beats him, and eventually Dean Ambrose win by disqualification.
One of the things that jumped out to me when Triple H was beating him was the fact of I know that y'all seen when he beat up Roman Reigns, and I know y'all seen controversy videos that Byron Saxton handed Roman something. Well,
he did hit him. I saw it. He did hit him.
Hey, Byron Saxton wasn't giving anybody anything because Triple H tossed him a country mile.
Yeah, and I just think that's... You know what? Come on, man. I don't like that. Keep your hands off the announcers or whatnot. You want to beat up somebody, beat up the King, he's a wrestler. Beat up JBL, he's a wrestler. But keep your hands off. I mean... Every week they talk about Saxton, they downgrade Saxton, and then you go and you just push him around like he's not even a human being. I don't like that, regardless if it's an act or was scripted in. I don't like it.
Right.
Okay, I just don't like it, man. It just stinks to high heaven to do somebody like that. And he's a ring announcer. Get the ones that wrestle. The ones that wrestle, the King and JBL, they get up and run. Saxon's sitting there. Well, I guess I'd take a tumble and a roll and almost roll. He almost threw him up under the ring.
I know he did.
He come on, and he used strength and he struck him. Ratings. I rate Raw a 9, despite the Big Show and Kevin Owens match.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. I just realized
what you talking about.
I just realized we forgot something very, very important, or it was supposed to be important, and it wasn't that important. And that's probably why we missed it. Undertaker came back.
What the heezy?
And
Georgia Wheezy.
And we totally forgot.
You know what?
About
But here's the deal. You hit it on now. It wasn't important because he didn't say anything besides
he came out and
the blood is on.
He said, "You know."
He forgot his line, and he said,
"You know."
There he got the line back.
What happens when the cage closes? The blood of your son
is gonna be
on your hands.
And he walks out.
And that was it. Boom.
That was it. Vince,
there you go.
Vince said, "I got choked. I got to drink some water."
That was
It was. That was
it.
That was Undertaker. I mean, vintage Undertaker. He walks out and he gives you 5 minutes of his time, and he walks back, and then next time you see him, it'd probably be one more time, and then he'd be at WrestleMania.
Even funnier. He gave you 5 minutes of his time. 4 minutes and 28 seconds was him walking down.
Yeah.
And then you got 25 seconds for the words.
And he grew his hair a little bit.
He did a
You
little
know,
bit.
had that little ugly mohawk going on.
No.
You know what? That is sad that we skipped that due to the fact that it was not important.
Yeah.
Really. And then it goes to show you it wasn't important. I rated a 9. Like I said, despite Kevin Owens having to fight Big Show, that match should have never happened. But overall, I give it a 9.
I'll give it an 8. I don't know. Maybe they just miss Roman.
Well, you're going to miss it for a couple more weeks. 5 things to take away from Raw. Triple H continue his brutality attacks on whomever. Okay. Number 2, the new tag team of Y2AJ. It just sounds like 2 girls, if you ask me. The name does. Number 3, the humongous big push at right back. Where that's going, I would love to see that. Number 4, WWE needs Dean Ambrose to push around till Roman Reigns return. So I guess that's a good thing for Roman because look, I mean this guy's getting ready to go up against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. He loses to Triple H whenever, whether it's on Raw or whether it's on this march to WrestleMania, and then he turns around and loses to Brock Lesnar. Because you can rest assured he's not going to beat him. And you can pencil that in too. And number 5, keep your eyes on the League of Nations, The Miz, and Team Bad Naomi. I think these guys may be getting some pushes, or what I do like is that the pushes that they're getting right now on television. Now, let's just hope it goes somewhere.
I got you. Okay.
Well, like we said, maybe next week or maybe the march to WrestleMania, Triple H will defend his belt against Dean Ambrose.
Okay.
We just have to wait and see where that's going to be. You also have Y2AJ taking on a New Day for the WWE Tag Team Championship Monday. And then this Thursday, we're going to have the Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch 2. Determine who's going to go to WrestleMania to take on Charlotte.
All right, and how do you think that match is going to go down?
Okay. First of all, I'm going to start off by saying the winner will be Sasha Banks.
Okay.
Okay.
So you think there will be a winner this fall?
Well, definitely. Oh, you talking about? Okay, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I was talking about WrestleMania.
No.
Okay. No, I don't think it would be a definite winner. I think it would be either another draw or some interference dealing with Charlotte, which has them to just say, hey, it's going to be a 3-way at WrestleMania for the WWE Divas Championship. No, I don't see one person winning it at all. It would be a good match, but I think it would even just be a better match with a 3-way.
I totally agree with that. I look for a double count out.
Yeah, well, we'll take a double count out. We'll take an interference, one of the two.
Yeah, I mean, if it is interference, the only way possible, really, that it could be is just Charlotte bounces off the rope and double clotheslines